Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Realistic Formula Championship. It's the second round of Season 6, and we're here at the Suzuka circuit in Japan, in sunny conditions, ready to see who is able to carry on with their start to the season, or start their season finally. And we will see around this very tricky driver-focused circuit. And unfortunately, we're only in a short qualifying session as opposed to the usual long qualifying because of just the attendance. There's just a lack of people because teams haven't actually got reserves to drive for them, because in this league, it's the team's responsibility to find drivers. And, well, today, McLaren, the championship leader in both divisions, they're not there. They're not there. Aston Martin, they've only got one car. Yeah. Williams, one car. This is the opportunity for Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull, with two drivers there. Julian there, the 10th place driver. He's a free agent at the moment, but he is able to drive for them. Jake Fluck, though, took pole last week. And there goes to the top of the times. The 127.6. Rounding the final corners, Striker Boy. Cross line in 7th. Then is XR Rambo, who goes just behind the other one with the initials of Ram. Not quite sure where that initials come from. It's probably his username's kind of Bramble, and then his name's Parker. So Rambo can't have that abbreviation. Send your ghosts. 3rd place. There's an opportunity for some people. Yellow flags. I think it's nothing much. Mercedes peeling into the pits. And now Vasilenko. Another yellow flag. Is there getting out of the way. It's Perkins. And is Vasilenko pushing on? I mean, he's certainly got some of his ERS to use. See the first sector time. 4/10 off his previous best, so we'll just hop away. Well, actually, Propux, he's in the pits. He was on a green lap, but he's peeled into the pits. Then there's also the Sauber. Who is that Sauber? Tessa! The Eagle, you better get him to put his settings on, even though he's not your team now. He's going to cross the line anyway. And in 12th place, Rio Harris, finding time in the first sector and the second sector, I think, because he's going to get the sector split just down here on the run down towards 130R. And the final braking point of the lap into Casio Triangle. He's marginally up. Actually lost a bit of time in the middle part of the lap. How is he going to go through here? You can bash all over the curves, apply the power, and run it to the line. And he goes into 3rd place, only behind the 2 Red Bull cars. So a couple on and out lap now. I think, yeah, there is Parker just coming out for an out lap. Dropbox as well. On the other side of the circuit, Danny just letting a load of cars go by. There. Don't know who's on a push lap though, actually, really. Don't think anybody is, so he's just letting by a couple of cars who are not actually going anywhere. And qualify. Oops, I've closed down my window of the game. It seems useful. No, Rambo, it's not. I don't think it is. Hang on. I'll refresh the leaderboard quickly. Sure. I don't want to miss what's happening because this is yeah, I've refreshed it and nothing's happening. Right. Okay. Dropouts on this lap and is up in the first sector, 32.312 there, and nobody else setting sectors, so we'll just have to compare when we get the chance. I would like an overlay with the best sectors. I might work on that next week maybe, but firstly we need to actually get 5 more drivers racing in this thing. There's more people in yesterday in Div 2. Maybe we just need a bit more of a, you know, kind of push to get people in. If I'll just keep track of attendance a bit more and see if people actually need drivers or not. And try and force them to get them. Dropouts, 2 green sectors. Mythos Speed did a purple sector 3 on his outlap. Is that right? Potentially. And Dropouts there in 10th place. So that is his lap there. Danny, meanwhile, in the middle part of the lap, into the slow turn 11, where you can use the camber of that corner and square it up to get a really lovely exit. Very satisfying if you get it right, but you can lock up. There's potential for a dive bomb move. We've seen Sergio Perez in real life try that move. We've also seen him mess up that move. I think he overtook Lewis Hamilton in there way back then, but a couple of years ago, Sergio Perez completely messed it up and actually ended up hitting, I think it might have been a Haas or maybe someone. Anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen today. And, well then, Parker moved into 5th, and Danny then goes ahead and into 4th place for the purple final sector. So, now coming around the final corner, that's Perkins to start a lap. We also got the Aston Martin of Senor Ghost starting a lap. Ferrari of Rio Harris. No, it was Mythos Speed. Yeah, crossing the line and going into 2nd place. So onto the front row provisionally. Jarvis Coyd getting into the last chicane. What line is he going to choose to the line? Crosses the line, 8th place for the Alpine. And then Dropbox is pitting in the background of Red Bull. Also, Julian rounding the last corner now. Shortest run to the line for the Red Bull. And goes on to provisional pole with just over 5 minutes to go. So, let's try and catch the next one on the lap. Got green sectors being displayed by a few of those, including Senor Ghosts. Also Charlotte Perkins just up the road, setting a green sector 1 and setting a green sector 2. Just over a 10th up on her previous best. And as some cars cut the chicane ahead, Charlotte rounds that last corner and cuts the beam with an improved time, but not an improved position. Only improved by 32 thousandths of a second. So, Tezza has put the setting on. Rambo's put the setting on. We have a full grid of settings on. Lovely stuff. And Tezza now rounding last corner, but invalidated, I think, so bailed out of that lap. Let's see, I think no one's on the lap now, or outlap shown for Rio Harris, but those other people are, I think, on in-lap, so they will not. They'll be going out for another run soon. Rio Harris currently in 5th position. Managed to pull off a comeback from 19th in the last race. And well, we'll not be starting 19th today because there's only 15 drivers, but I doubt that everyone else is going to overtake his lap time now. He's just warming those tyres. He wants to be centre stage on the stream. And he'll do a lap on his own. And we'll watch it on board. So, down towards turn number 1. This reprofiled track for F1 25. Looks lovely. Into turn 2. Try and keep the minimum speed up now through this S section. Very flowing. And just one corner will flow into the other. If you mess up one corner, you'll be off for the next one. So it's important to get it right. And now he's flat out now into the 2 Degners. Degner 1, is there a lift? Slightly on the exit. Braking for Degner 2, doesn't quite catch the inside. Down to the hairpin. Brake on the right hand side, brake in a straight line. Use the camber on the inside to get the car nicely rotated. And now it's the run down towards Spoon Curve. He makes sure to take the line of least resistance, catches a bit of the right hand side green area to open up the corner. And now it's a long run down towards 130. Important to get a good exit. And now it'll be comfortably flat through 130R. Again, slightly uses a line where he covers less distance, braking just after the 100-meter board. Into the right, into the left, over the curbs. Flat out to the line. He's slightly up through the first 2 sectors. And he improves his position to 4th. That's right. So, the Mercedes are out there. There's a yellow flag. That's the Red Bull thing, just coming out the pits. No one on a push lap at the moment, so we'll just have a look at the front of the train. And cars filing out. Rio Harris will not get another lap now, I don't think. Unless he can somehow squeeze another run out of those tyres. Has maybe got fuel for it, so that could be what he's thinking. And he lets a couple of cars by. Danny will lead this train to finish this qualifying session, the single qualifying session, to set the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix. So, Danny, to start his final qualifying effort. Bit of lag potentially out to the last corner, but now he begins his journey to turn number 1. And he will get it into turn 2, don't run wide on the exit, uses the curb though. And now this is where we want to see Formula 1 cars at their finest. Catches a bit of grass through there, I think, so that's not going to do his tyres any good. And now, flat out, down to the Degners. Improving in the first sector. Improvements coming in from Vasilenko, the Mercedes behind as well. Vasilenko, quicker than Danny by about just over half a tenth of a second. Julian Kalinovic with a purple sector 1, 31.5. For reference, the Mercedes are in the 1 minute 32. Not 1 minute, what am I going on about? 32s. They're in the 32s in the first sector, low 32s. So, Danny now to the end of sector 2, and it's a purple sector. It's a 38.3. So Danny coming back into play, but his first sector is so far off the pace, it probably won't counteract that. There's a yellow flag in the middle sector. Williams has potentially had issues. As Danny crosses the line, goes into 3rd. Vasilenko cuts the beam. It's 8th place for him. And now it's going to be the Racing Bulls. It's not any of the Red Bulls who are crossing the line. Now it's the Red Bull. Now it's Julian to cross the line, improves his time. Rio Harris improves into 2nd place, just 0.2 off the pace shown. And now, Senor Ghosts, he's invalidated. Jake Fluck is invalidated as well. He will not take a second consecutive pole to start the season. He just throws it into the wall. Now the Alpines. Coyd, he's invalidated as well. Dropbox, he's not invalidated. But he's in 12th place still. The Haas cars, Striker Boy first, improves his time, not his position. Perkins invalidated. People just can't do a valid lap here. It's Julian taking pole position. Julian in his first race for Red Bull as a reserve today. Well, just reserving for Red Bull today. I think it might be his first race in the league. I think it is. And he takes pole position. The Ukrainian on top in Japan. So, Julian with a debut pole position. Rio Harris redeeming himself after last round. Getting onto the front row. Be looking for better than a 4th place finish. I'm sure he might get that, considering he's on the front row. A chance. The dirty air around this circuit as well. Not the easiest circuit to overtake at. Not sure what the tyre strategies are going to be, but this is what we're here for. Weather will be completely fine, clear, sunny, lovely weather, and just a pure race. Could be safety cars, but less people to cause them unless Jake Fluck just decides to throw himself into the wall again, like he just did. And now we will wait for the formation lap to begin. We can get ourselves familiarized with who's there on there. So, yeah, we've got Striker Boy rearing the field in 15th. Potential for some people to get points when they might not have done in the past. Slava Vazilenko coming up from Division 2 and qualifying in 8th place. And did he invalidate his last lap? I mean, many people invalidated their last lap. I think he might have done. He did. Yeah, he did. 28 point. I think he might have not done. Just trying to see his lap times. All right, that's him in 8th. Says his fastest lap is the same as his last lap, so I guess that suggests he didn't invalidate. But then it just says that for everyone, even if they did invalidate. Right, I think he might have done. He improved by 6/10 on his last lap. He qualified about 7/10 off his teammate Danny in the end, who's in 4th. Jake Fluck, number 62, in 3rd place. Last race, he started from pole, but lost the lead into turn 1. Was in the battle all the way towards the final stages, and in the end, actually, his tyres, they were suffering. He made a small mistake, which cost him about 6-7 seconds, I think, in the end. So he was way out of the battle in the end. Anyway, it looks like we're going to be getting underway pretty soon for the formation lap. Tezza rejoining the session. I just saw at the bottom of the screen. Potentially we're waiting for him. I don't know. I'm not really involved in this. Anyway, it's time for the formation lap. And Julian. I'm just saying Julian mainly because I don't want to say his name wrong. I'll have to check the pronunciation after this round. I'll have a go. I think it's Kalian Tovic, maybe? Kalian Tovic. Kalian Tovic. We'll have a go. Of course we'll have a look. Me saying names wrong. Can't go on like this, can it? Oh, it can. It definitely can. Well, here's the pole sitter. His name doesn't appear because otherwise his name is too long. So I need to sort out the leaderboard for next week. Or just sometime, because if their name's too long, their name just doesn't appear, instead of, you know, making their name gradually smaller. But I mean, that takes a bit of work to like program that in, because it's not just like I do it for one position and every position inherits that. No, I've got to go in every position row and put in the formula, but the formula has to have like position 2 or position 3, position 4. It has to be all set up properly. Hence why it's not being set up just yet. Leaderboard as well on the formation that doesn't actually display anything, and it just displays a yellow flag. Even when there's a man right there waving a green flag. Where is it getting a yellow flag from? Is the telemetry in the game? I have no idea. But I'll just do a little test. I'll record the telemetry on and separately as well, just so I can... It looks like some people are potentially doing a strategy that might have been seen in the F1 movie, but I won't spoil it too much. Just dropping back a little bit on the formation lap. So, the Ukrainian in the Red Bull, Julian Kaliantovich, pulls into his grid spot. The grid is going to be forming, apart from those two at the back, Tezza and Striker Boy, who are just taking a bit of time warming up their tyres. But we will get going in just a few moments' time. The grid is ready. We are ready for the second race of RFC Season 6. 5 lights on ahead of the drivers, and the Japanese Grand Prix is underway, and Kaliantovich, with a great start, is already defending his position clearly into turn 1. Rio Harris goes through in second place, and there's Jake Fluck potentially challenging on the inside. There's potential contact as well with the Mercedes as Mythos Speed slips through on Danny. Then there's Vasilenko, who's made a great start, up into 6th position already. Senor Ghosts following suit in 7th, then Jarvis Coyd in the Alpine. But it's Julian Kaliantovich who's leading on the opening lap of the Japanese Grand Prix. Oh, going wide. That's Rio Harris, I think, who ran wide. Out of there, there's a Mythos Speed potentially getting challenged as well. Mythos Speed, a Jake Fluck and Rio Harris wheel to wheel. Ferrari's having battles. Jake Fluck in second place now, ahead of Rio Harris after a move at turn 11. Mythos Speed is behind Danny again, despite getting ahead of him on that lap. And Kaliantovich has about a half a second lead on the first run to 130R. So, it's a Red Bull 1-2 as it stands at the moment. Ferrari 3rd and 5th. It's a Mercedes 4 and 6. And front wing damage for Mythos Speed and Parker. That is interesting. Kaliantovich leading. It looks like Danny's potentially having a look into turn 1. Nothing doing on this occasion. And they all file their way through. This is lap 2 of 27 at the Suzuka circuit. And Kaliantovich leads on the medium tyres. Harris going for the hards. Alex as well, and Perkins and Tezza. They're on the hard tyres. It's one DRS train for all 15 as it stands. Perkins just dropping outside of that range. We see the cars pushing to track limits as well. And Coyd keeping in check with these, and also Senor Ghosts doing really well in their slightly slower cars. Green flag, Tezza. It was a yellow flag. And Tezza's had a moment, I think, out of the second Degner. And he's relegated out of this DRS train, 7 seconds behind the next car. He'll be hoping for a safety car. The Red Bulls almost breaking away here, potentially. Very close to breaking away. It's a second at the moment. Senor Ghost getting close to Vasilenko. As we see the race strategies again, seems to be a two-stop on there, but we've seen numerous times before. That's not the case. Jake Fluck, super close to his teammate now, who started on pole. Jake Fluck started in third. Jake Fluck looking to get into the lead of the race that he held for so long last week. And he's going to go round the outside comfortably. And Jake Fluck takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix into turn 1. So, Jake Fluck moving ahead of his teammate, Tezza. That's retiring in the pits. I thought there might have been something happening there, but he's decided to call it quits. Vazilenko and Mythos Speed swapping position. Mythos Speed still in 5th, though, at the end of that. So, when I switched to them, we got the worst camera ever seen to see what was actually happening, but that was to see the potential debris that Tezza kicked up. But there we go. It seems like the Haas's are having their own inter-team battle. Perkins being challenged by Striker Boy here. And Striker Boy on the medium tyres, looking to get a move on here. Issuing the hurry-up call to Perkins. Perkins dropping out of DRS range to the Racing Bulls of Rambo ahead. That is not ideal to DRS train though for the top 12. And if those in slower cars can stick with this train, that seems promising for the rest of their race. Jake Fluck with a new fastest lap. Kalian Tovic just getting out of the dirty air for a couple of seconds down the straight. Rear Harris is very close to this. Hard tyres becoming stronger for sure. And we'll have to see how it's going to go. Because there is not... Every race I've seen has been like a one-stop, but you have to like manage the tyres for quite a bit, and you're risking a puncture, but it is quicker, so offers a bit of strategy at least, and having to actually manage the race. But anyway, we're seeing a lot of drivers just having to kind of manage their races, and it'll come to them later on if they manage it well. But here we are seeing potential damage. Yep, Parker there with front right wing damage. Yep, the end plate's gone. Same thing for Mythos Speed, I believe. Is his damage worse or better? Is he missing the end plate? I don't think he is. It's just minor damage for Mythos Speed. But damage is damage. Don't want to have it. But he'll still be able to compete, I'm sure. Alex now close. Ghost's also close to Vazilenko. And Parker decides to pit with that damage. So is he going to choose to change the wing? What we'll just quickly see into turn 1. Senior Ghosts down the inside, getting past Slava Vazilenko. So Senior Ghosts moving up now to 6th position. Back where he started, Vazilenko had gained a couple of places, still up from 8th where he started in this race. But we'll just quickly check, has that damage been fixed? Yes, it has. So Parker will be looking to fight back, I'm sure, later on to this race. And Jake Fluck leading this race. He has done for a few laps now on the medium tyres. 30% tyre wear already, I believe. Yep, 30%. So, I mean, surely you can't... This is not going to be a one-stop, but it might be. Perkins still ahead of Striker Boy. Harris just keeping the gap as it stands to the Red Bull ahead. And he always gains a bit on this back straight now. And he did gain a bit on the last lap as well. And Kalian Tovic getting a bit out of shape. Can Rio Harris now have a look? He's in the wheel tracks, but he's not burning the ERS. He doesn't have the ERS capabilities Julian using his ERS well to just recover from that mistake and hold on to the 1-2 positions. No penalties given out so far, so the driver's able to keep it a bit cleaner around Suzuka. Because if you run when you exceed track limits, you're only costing yourself time anyway. You're seeing track limits at many corners at this circuit. You're not actually gaining anything, so less to worry about, I guess. And Rambo is pushing drop hooks here to get the hurry up, because he's now dropped out of DRS of Alex. But the Alpine of Coyd ahead, still doing well. Rio Harris close to Kalian Tovic. Hard tyres working well now for the Ferrari, who's kept them nicely in shape. And now we'll be looking to potentially make a move down towards the Casio Triangle. Kalian Tovic with slightly more ERS. I'm seeing Mythos Speed's tyres are not in good shape as well. His teammate, potentially that's caused by the damage as Rio Harris has a look to the inside. Kalian Tovic covers it off. Can Rio Harris get the exit? Down towards turn 1, pressure still incoming here. He's just applying the pressure though, he's not actually got the resources to make a move as he brakes late, and he was soaring around the outside there, Rio Harris. The front train still intact, another train now forming with Coyd. We ride on board from the Racing Bulls of Alex. And we see Coyd just up ahead. Also Senor Ghosts there getting involved. We're on lap 7 of 27 here at Suzuka. And we've had some damage to Mythos Speed. There was damage to Parker earlier on, but he's pitted to repair that. But now 20 seconds from the next car. Wheel to wheel. Whoa, locking up. Drop hooks and Rambo looking to get around the outside and is into 10th place. Drop hooks locking the rear tyres and spiralling out of control there. And Rambo able to take advantage. Kalian Tovic has been dropped out of DRS by Jake Fluck. Has he got the ERS to get it back? Jake Fluck with 60%, Kalian Tovic with 8%. Is Jake Fluck going to let him back in? I mean, he's managed to get back in, I think, so must have done something there, because Julian seems to be wobbling as well on the exits and is running out of ERS quickly. And Harris is still right there, chasing, as he has done since the start of the race, basically. Did start on the front row. And now running in third, been overtaken by the Red Bulls, or mainly Fluck. Overtaken by Fluck, that's pushed him down. Also, yeah, and then Fluck's taken the lead of the race. And he's held that for about 5 laps now. So, Striker Boy still following Perkins. Perkins on the hard compound tyres. Rambo, was there essentially more involved in that Dropbox incident there? Because it looks like Rambo has picked up damage to his front wing. So that will not be doing him any good. Suzuka, one of the circuits where you really want an intact front wing to get all of that lovely airflow through these flowing turns. And that is not what is happening. And Harris really closing in now into the Casio Triangle. He's going to go up the inside, but he can't quite make the move. But he's really close now to having a go, because he seems to get very close every few laps. Coyd now peeling into the pit lane for Alpine. So Coyd deciding to come in slightly earlier than potentially the optimum stop window. The Hasses seem to be following a team strategy of just following a train. Unluckily for them, their outside of the points following in the train. We'll have to see whether they can make progress. Safety car interventions could still happen, but probably slightly rarer here than other venues because there's just not really walls close that you can smash into if you're making a move. I mean, obviously somebody could just smash into a wall by well, you could smash into a barrier at the side of the circuit, but it's less likely than at a street venue. Rio Harris experiencing lag as he jitters around the circuit. This might be unhelpful to those he's racing against. Just enabled lag mode, so he won't be overtaken by anyone. Is he controlled by AI? No, I'm seeing AI pop up. Is he trying to fix the lag, or seeing that he's in AI mode, swapping in and out? But anyway, Vazilenko very close to Mythos speed now. Potentially Danny's actually might have a look here down towards turn 1 on Rio Harris. Rio Harris defends the inside sharply, and Danny's going to have to saw around the outside. Rio Harris later on the brakes. Danny onto the curb. Danny now still behind as Vazilenko gets past Mythos speed. So Mercedes now running 4 and 5 in the race. Mythos Speed's tyres really are not in good shape. He might have to make an extra pit stop potentially. I don't know his damage potentially. I don't know if the contact, I don't know if his tyres are damaged in that, but he's dropping back now, struggling to stick with the Mercedes. And Mythos Speed is not. Yeah, he's just dropped back. He's potentially gained back in there, actually. But anyway. Fluck leading the race still, as he has done for numerous laps. Qualified on 3rd, invalidated his last qualifying attempt, but now leading this race, and it looks like pretty comfortable out there. He's got his ERS is nicely topped up, and no one able to challenge him. The two behind, they're constantly on their ARS, having to try and stick with him. Julian getting out of shape, I believe. There wasn't any contact there, I don't think. I was looking at another screen, but I just saw him spiraling there. Or just locking up, potentially. Actually, tyre wear, though. His tyre wear is actually better than Jake Fluck, so whatever he's doing, I'm not sure, but he's certainly having to use his ERS. Jake Fluck's able to keep him there. Rio Harris just taking a line over the curbs, because over the grass, because why not? Mythos Speed now, just peeling out of the pits. Hard tyres on for him. Will they last till the end of the race? When you think they probably would, considering they've done 10 laps on the mediums and they're just about 60%, where it's getting towards 70% for some. You can look after your tyres, especially if they're going towards a puncture. You can actually manage them. You just have to slow down quite drastically, but needs must. You'll have to do it because you don't want to be costing yourself, well, you don't want to be costing yourself positions just by getting a puncture. Danny dropping back a bit on last lap and this lap, and he's just outside the 1 second. Rio Harris on the ERS now. Doesn't want Danny there. Danny will be probably burning his as well, but he's not going to be in the DRS range. The leaders break away on lap 11. And we'll keep watching Rio Harris because of Jake Fluck peeling into the pits from the race lead. And now this is when Rio Harris wants to go for a move. Julian using the ERS, defending. Back onto the racing line, goes in a bit wide. Rio Harris, this could allow the opportunity, but he doesn't want to cost himself too much time by doing this. So in the end, he backs out, but Jake Fluck will be getting a fresh set of tyres on. He'll be potentially able to break away. The Haas cars, though, peel out just ahead of Jake Fluck, and this is absolutely not what he wants to see as he just comes out to the pits. And now he gets greeted by Striker Boy, by Charlotte Perkins, who have just been running their own race for a while. They're a couple seconds back from Rambo now, And Jake Fluck's going for a move on, striker boy to the inside. And he gets it done. And wow, he needed that. He's got Perkins next. Potentially go for Perkins at the hairpin if he's really feeling daring. He's going to look for it. Potentially sneaking up the inside, does contact with Perkins and Jake Fluck. Oh, dearie me. Jake Fluck pitting and being right, battling with the Haas cars. Jake Fluck, no wing damage. He's going to go to the inside of Spoon Curve. He forces his way through on the Haas, and he picks up wing damage because of that. And Jake Fluck's comfortable position in the race lead is going to be under threat now, because Jake Fluck is battling with Charlotte Perkins, and Jake Fluck has put Charlotte Perkins into the wall. There's going to be a safety car here on lap 13. And oh my word, what on earth is going on there? Safety car has been deployed. Jake Fluck will not pit for some reason. Kalian Tovic will come out with a fresh set of tyres on. But oh my word, that was unnecessary there. Charlotte Perkins with a time penalty as well now. I'm sure that was because of that. She's coming in for the pits because she needs a front wing. The other Haas as well getting service there. Harris, though, staying out. This could, unfortunately, hamper Harris, because Harris will need to pit the medium tyres now, and he'll have to go to the end of the race, so he'll have to manage them from here, unfortunately for him. Little Speed still running with wing damage, I think, on his car. And yes, he is. And Will, don't know if you have a second set of hard tyres, to be fair, so those hard tyres might be the best bet to get to the end of the race now. But Jake Fluck, getting wound up behind the Haas, forces the Haas down towards 130R, forces the Haas off and into the barriers. And if he just waited one more lap to pit, I mean, his tyres are probably getting on, but he would have been comfortably ahead of the Haas. It was almost like a spoon curve. It was almost like Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen all those years ago, I think. Sebastian Vettel on the inside, I want to say. Just like Jake Fluck was there. And now Harris and Danny do go for their pit stop. And we'll see what they go for. I mean, they've got it. We'll see Harris onto the mediums and Danny onto the hards. And Harris might be stretching it to the end of the race. I mean, safety car will be out for a few laps. The leaders haven't even caught the safety car yet. Alex as well. He's going to gain from this quite a lot, I think, because he can just get his foot down. Pit limiter disengaged. Vasilenko going down the main straight. And the Racing Bulls out ahead of the Mercedes. So on the medium tyres, now ahead of the Mercedes. Vasilenko, Mrs. Speed in the Ferrari as well. And Harris still leading this race now on the medium tyres. So in the end, he's managed to get track position because of that safety car. He was definitely not going to be ahead if Jake Fluck had just driven normally. But anyway, Danny is in third. Jake Fluck with wing damage, losing that end plate, as you can see. And that is not going to be helping him now for the rest of this race, that is for sure. So, Harris into the lead, started in the front row. Now leading this race of Ferrari. View at the back, just getting in to there. Just, whoa, at the back. I think that's Rambo. Round there. Under the safety car. So, that's interesting. That is the number of pit stops that all the drivers have done. Number of laps for each tyre. So the tyre age. Obviously those just pitting, having 0 laps worth of wear. Just actually, let's have a look at the warning situation. So track limits for everyone. So Perkins there getting a 3rd warning, but that might, I think that was in that Jake Fluck thing, so that'll probably get removed. Parker, Mythos Speed, Alex. And they're 1 warning away from a penalty. Harris, Julian, Danny Zvart, Jake Fluck. Striker Boy, Senor Ghost, they're 2 warnings away from a penalty. And Vasilenko, Jarvis Coyd, Exile Rambo, Dropux, Tezza is out of the race, so he's not really counting this. They've been very good on their track limits and have picked up none, so just keep track of that throughout the rest of this race. Wonder if this is going to be the last lap on the safety car. I'm not sure. Perkins is at the back of the field. Did Perkins pit again? Maybe? Because, yeah, Perkins with 2 stops now, so I think Perkins did potentially pit, maybe to try and get fresher tyres for the end of the race, so going for a lap on another set and then going for the hards now, just to make it a bit nicer to get to the end of the race and don't have 1 lap under safety car of wear. Senor Ghosts, what is going on there? Collision with Striker Boys, picked up a 10-second penalty. What on earth is he doing? I don't know what happened. He's got wing damage. He had wing damage numerous times last week in Australia, and now has made contact with Striker Boy. Did Striker Boy brake test him? Did Senor Ghost just lose concentration? I don't know, because I wasn't seeing it until that penalty thing popped up, so... He has a penalty. Yeah, he does. There we go. You can see the... So, if safety car is coming in at the end of this lap, he might be toast. So he'll be hoping the safety car doesn't come in at the end of this lap. But, well, truth be told, it probably is, so... he might have to endure that wing damage for the rest of the race. If it stay... Advertising boards being flung everywhere... Who is flinging advertising board everywhere? Right, we have 12 laps to go when they next cross the line, I think. So, safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Rio Harris will set the pace for Mythos Speed. Vasilenko changing positions. Striker Boy. Everybody just behave, please. Rio Harris with a clear lead. He's caught them all out. He's got over a second gap. Running down the main straight now. So he's been caught out. Danny going to be all over the back of Julian here. Safety car is withdrawn as we start lap 16. 12 laps to go. Danny. There's a yellow green now. Senor Ghost coming in to make a pit stop. Danny getting out of shape. Almost losing the back end of his car. And Alex ahead of Jake Fluck. The Racing Bulls getting by. Vasilenko now close to Jake Fluck as well. The Red Bull dropping down the order with that wing damage on his car. It doesn't look like minor wing damage because it's got bold letters on my damage display, so I mean that's got to be bad, surely. Danny now offset lines. Alex might be having a look. Danny closing in on Kalian Tovic. Rio Harris has disappeared into the lead. Now over 2 seconds. Kalian Tovic runs wide, rejoins. Alex getting a penalty there as well. Jake Fluck as well picking up a time penalty. Doesn't show next to his name for some reason. There's track limits going out the window now. We'll just put that back so we can see we've got the fastest lap. Danny's Vart up the inside and taking second place. What's Alex doing? Wheel to wheel with Jake Fluck. Alex dropping down the order. Alex getting out of shape, making contact with Jake Fluck most likely down there at the final chicane. And he was looking for such a promising result. There's still time to fight back. Jake Fluck and Vasilenko wheel to wheel. Turn 3 and 4. Vasilenko just inching ahead of the Red Bull. And now into 4th place. Ahead of the driver, 2nd place in the World Championship. Going into this 2nd round of the season. Having picked up a 2nd place in that opening round, funnily enough. And Mythos Speed now having a look. The 2 damaged cars going wheel to wheel. Jake Fluck passed by another one. now down to 6th. So, Parker. Oh, wing flying off. Wing flying off. I think that might be Alex with wing damage as well. Alex. It's both Racing Bulls with wing damage now. Parker as well with more wing damage on his car. He already repaired some earlier on in the race. Striker Boy getting overtaken, I think, by Dropbox. And this safety car is really brought into play now and increased the urgency on the drivers to make moves. Kalian Tovic sticking with Danny, and now with DRS, he might be having a look here down towards turn number 1. Danny slowing down on the racing line there, being caught and unable to... Okay, and Tovic is unable. Alex retiring in the pits. Brief yellow flag because of that. With speed, keeping with Vazilenko. Jake Fluck now has the Alpine of Jarvis Coyne is the only one out of the 2 drivers ahead of him, the 2 drivers behind him and himself, that doesn't have some sort of wing damage. 3-second time penalties for Jake Fluck, Charlotte Perkins and Alex, who just retired from this race. Senor Ghosts taking the fastest lap now. Oh, Fluck, he's gone wide. He's onto the grass. And what is going on now? He's being passed by everyone. And Jake Fluck seems to have given up on this. He'd been overtaken by the Racing Bulls. The Alpine already getting past the Williams as well. The other Alpines now having a look. Down here into Spoon. Dropbox gaining on Jake Fluck. Oh, I think that's Perkins getting out of shape in the background. And Dropbox is gaining. And might have a dive here. Jake Fluck maintains his position for the time being. Parker might be having a look at Jarvis Coyne as well. Just quickly check the damage for Fluck. Mainly that front wing, I think. Not seeing any more damage. Mythos Speed scything round the outside as Parker as well going past Coyne. Dropbox getting the move on Fluck. And Fluck almost out of the points now in this race. And it was looking like such a promising race for Jake Fluck, but it might end up being no points come the end of this. We have 13 drivers remaining in this race, and we have 9 laps to go, including this one. So, Harris, 1.5 second lead, slightly being eaten into in the last couple of laps, I think, by Danny, who is looking for a first RFC victory after last season, having a promising season. I remember a great race when Mercedes were 2 and 3 in Brazil, Sao Paulo Grand Prix. That was a race where him and Lowell were going wheel to wheel a lot. And I can remember Liam, the CEO, was not happy, or was just fearing for the worst, but in the end they finished 2nd and 3rd. Arguably the best team performance of last season. Mercedes 2 and 3, Malachi was out of the race that day. Daniel Llorente winning it for Red Bull. Ferrari looking for a first victory since the Spanish Grand Prix last season. I believe it was round 3. So many races later, well, round 3, after round 3, we would have had 11 races, and now this is 2nd race, so they've not won in the last 12 races, Ferrari. And with 8 laps to go, they're in the lead now. But Danny, the Mercedes, looking to gain. Mercedes didn't win a race last season, I don't think in the end, because it was, a lot of McLaren, Red Bull, even Aston Martin won a race, but Mercedes... Oh no, wait, no, Mercedes did win a race. They won the 2nd round with Daniel Llorente in Bahrain. But, yeah, they didn't win a race in the second half of the season when Daniel had gone to Red Bull. Yeah, I knew they'd You're like the top 5 teams that won a race, I think. Aston Martin included in that. Danny comfortably within the DRS now of Rio Harris. And he's going to be having a go potentially down into turn 1. The hard tyres will be working better than the mediums eventually in this race. And now he's in the slipstream, but he's not quite close enough to make a move on this occasion. Dropbox getting a move on Rambo, who just tucks in behind the other Alpine of Jarvis Coyd. Having a look, he's not got a lot of ERS remaining. Striker Boy, there's wing damage, there's both end plates gone, there's more contact. Striker Boy and Jake Fluck making contact. There's loads of lag between the pair of them. And Striker Boy has lost his whole front wing and is now down in 12th place. Perkins on for back-to-back 10th places now, potentially. Jake Fluck still with the Haas. They both have 3-second time penalties. Jake Fluck with wing damage. Perkins using non-ERS mode through Degner 1. Can she break away from the Red Bull they had previous in this race? And it's round 2 now. But Danny is so close to Rio Harris. Now, with the run down to 130R. And the last chicane he's gaining. Is Rio Harris going to try and force him to overtake before the DRS detection? Is there DRS gains? I think that was the DRS detection which we've gone by. Perkins out of the race with Fluck. There's a safety car. Who would have thought it? Nobody would have thought that was going to happen. I mean, surely not. Fluck and Perkins take each other out. We don't know what's happened, but I mean, what has Striker Boy done? He's got a drive through for speeding under safety car. Oh, for goodness sake. How's he done that? But anyway, everybody's pitting apart from Danny. Danny's probably thinking that was a bad idea. Soft tyres going on for loads of them. Oh dear, this could end badly. Well, the soft tyres will be extremely good. First few laps, we'll have to see how they hold on. And Danny's out there on the old hard compound tyres. And he's the only one going for track position in this. Even Senor Ghost pitting. I mean, he was way behind anyway. But we have a second safety car of the race. Fluck now out of the race. We have 11 left now in the race. The only one with a time penalty is Senor Ghosts at the back of the field at the moment. But let's just have another little look at the old warning situation. So Danny is 2 warnings away. Harris 1 warning away. Julian Kaliantovic, he's 2 warnings away. Speed, or Mythos Speed. His name is like that for the same reason as Julian. It just wouldn't appear because his name's too long, because I haven't done the font sizes. Vazilenko, his name does appear because his name is long enough that it triggers the font size thing, but not long enough that it doesn't appear. So, yeah, he's got none. Dropbox has got none. XR Rambo, he's got none. Jarvis Coyd, he's got none. Striker Boy's 1 away. Parker's 1 away. Yeah, so we'll see how this ends up. We'll have another lap of safety car at least. We'll start lap 23. Potentially have about 5 laps of racing to finish this one. I did say there wasn't going to be a safety car unless Jake Fluck just yeeted it in the wall again. So, I mean, surely that's got to be a bingo ticked off. That's exactly what happened, I think. So, thank you very much. And anyway, Danny's now in the lead of the race for Mercedes. But Rio Harris is going to be on his tail. And this might have worked out better for Rio Harris in the end of the day. Well, because Danny, one of his competitors, is kind of been removed from the situation unless he can compete with those tyres. And now he doesn't have a tyre disadvantage to those like Julian. Mythos Speed still carrying wing damage, so deciding track position is more important at this point of the race. With that right side wing damage, new tyres should help to mask that, but won't be ideal for him, I don't think. But anyway, lap 23 of 27. in the sunny conditions here at Suzuka, where Danny has picked up the lead because he's stayed out under a safety car. Is this Abu Dhabi 2021 all over again? Well, I mean, everyone's got new tyres. It's almost like Zandvoort in 2022. I can remember a particularly angry Lewis Hamilton that day in the Mercedes, having old tyres compared to those behind, like Max Verstappen and his teammate George Russell, and Danny today with almost 30% hard compound tyres against all of these with new tyres. Apart from Senor Ghosts, I don't know, he definitely was in the pit, so I wonder, did he put on an old set of tyres again that he had already used, or something along those lines? How many pit stops has he made? He's made 4 pit stops now. Right, we have the call. Safety car coming in at the end of this lap. There's a bit of a gap, actually, after Parker here. He's just leaving himself a bit of space now out there. And well, the front of the field, Danny will be leading them away. How long is he going to wait to light up those rear tyres? I'm sure he's going to get the temperature into them now. Oh, he's into the grass. It's a terrible restart from Danny. And already Rio Harris is going to pull alongside down towards turn 1. There's wing damage in the background. I think that's the Racing Bulls of XR Rambo. Rio Harris goes wide into turn 1. But Rio Harris doesn't go as wide as Danny, who's losing many positions. He's onto the grass. There's probably a huge accident. He's off. He's off. And into the wall from the race lead. Just a few corners ago to falling out of the points for Danny, the Mercedes driver, into unlucky 11th place now. The only place not getting points today out of those who are finishing as it stands. But Rio Harris is leading this race. Danny has retired from the race. That's probably a retirement, like a forced retirement, other than the wall hit. I mean, I think there might be still a lap that there could have been a safety car, but there's no safety car, so we get racing, which is what we want to be seeing. And Jarvis Coyd looking to the inside of spoon curve, not quite on this occasion. And he's still there though. Rambo picking up wing damage, I believe, on that restart. We saw an end plate flying down the main straight. And now, is Kalian Tovic going to look for a move? He stays behind. Red Bull looking to pick up a first victory since Qatar last season. And it's going to have to be Kalian Tovic who delivers it if they are to win this race. He's gaining in the slipstream. He doesn't have DRS as it stands, because that will be enabled for the next lap. Wheel to wheel into turn 1. Vasylenko and Parker making contact, and also now slipping through is XR Rambo. Wheel to wheel with Vasylenko still, and Vasylenko is just out ahead. And now I think he's wheeled. XR Rambo is getting passed by Jarvis Coyd, and XR Rambo is onto the grass, and that's going to cost him a place to Senor Ghosts as well in the Aston Martin, looking to pick up his first points for the Silverstone based team. Mythos Speed wheel to wheel into the hairpin. He's going round the outside, and he'll get the traction just about, gets allowed the space on that curve, doesn't quite get forced onto the grass. And it's a Ferrari 1-2 as it stands with just 2 laps to go when they next cross the line. Kalian Tovic reduced now to 3rd position. He started on pole. Mythos Speed with that wing damage still, rising from 5th place at the start. Now is in 2nd. And will Mythos Speed be able to hang on to that? Now there's a barrier for Rio Harris, a protective driver behind. It's a Ferrari 1-2, currently picking up 43 points as it stands for Ferrari. And their challenge this season, this will be helping them so much, but there's still a few laps to go, and Kalian Tovic just doesn't have the ERS management. He's only got 20% now, 30% now after he is able to get some into turn 1. There's wing damage. Kalian Tovic runs into into Mythos Speed. Apologies. Mythos Speed there, potentially holding up Kalian Tovic in order to give the gap to Rio Harris, and the Red Bull runs into the back of the Ferrari. Also, Parker into fourth for Williams. It's an unbelievable position for them to be in. Alpine also fighting up here with dropbacks. Coyd's not too far behind. Vasilenko's going for a late dive to the inside, Sergio Perez style, on Lewis Hamilton, and he tries to dive up the inside, but in the end, Coyd now might actually be having a look up the inside into Spoon Curve, wheel to wheel. They go, and the Mercedes runs wide and is still there as Coyd just about inches ahead, and he's ahead going into 130R, but they're going wheel to wheel. Will one of them back down? There's about a lap and a couple of corners to go before the end of this race. They're wheel to wheel still through 130R and still into the final chicane. Coyd just inching ahead. Vasilenko goes slightly onto the curb. Can Senor Ghosts profit now from this? He's gaining in the slipstream. Also, Coyd is now under pressure from Vasilenko. Ghosts goes through on both. Vasilenko around the outside on Coyd, and still now around the outside. And Ghosts just behind Vasilenko. Coyd now down to 8th place as we head to the last lap of the race, and Rio Harris has over a second gap now, and surely Ferrari's first victory since Spain last season is within touching grasp. It's lap 27 of 27 at the Suzuka circuit, and Mythos Speed still hanging on to what will be a first Ferrari 1-2 in God knows how long in RFC. Probably since Jaden was driving all those times ago in about season 2. We last saw a Ferrari 1-2, maybe in season 3, definitely not in season 4 or season 5, but in season 6, Ferrari are almost at the finish. It was Red Bull who had the pole. They started from it with Julian Kaliantovic. Rio Harris started on the front row for Ferrari. Jake Fluck with many incidents after looking like he had controlled the race from the start to the middle point of the race, but Rio Harris stuck with it all the way and now rounds the final corner to win the Japanese Grand Prix and set the fastest lap on the very final tour. He wins it from Mythos Speed, making it a Ferrari 1-2. Julian Kaliantovic with a debut podium after starting from pole position. In third there for Red Bull, it's Parker in fourth, Dropbox in fifth, Vasilenko in sixth for Mercedes, coming up to Div 1. Coyd there in seventh, Ghosts in eighth, XR Rambo in ninth, Striker Boy picking up the last points in 10th after Perkins was taken out before. Danny made a mistake on the safety car restart. It's Rio Harris winning his first RFC race. He was in the Sauber last season, got the call to Ferrari in a swap deal with Edward, who went the other way, and Rio Harris on the top step of the podium in RFC. Mythos Speed are making it a 1-2 for the Scuderia. And unsurprisingly, safe reports already been made, probably against Jake Fluck, but Mythos Speed, who isn't even a Div 1 driver. James Nias, look over your back, pal. Look behind you. Just anyway, Rio Harris, race winner for Ferrari. What a performance. Let's have some interviews then, maybe. I don't know. Anyone want interviews? Yeah, we'll see if anyone wants interviews quickly. Otherwise, we will sign off. I mean, I'm sure Perkins has got a lot to say after that. It's Jake Fluck. Jake Fluck will be doing the I prefer not to speak, I could imagine. Jose Mourinho style. But anyway. I'll open up the commentary channel. Commentary, I'll open it up to everyone. I'll open it up to drivers, maybe. I'll just open it up to everyone. If you're in the server, just join the interview. This is definitely not going to go wrong. Right. If you're verified, you can join the channel. See if I can swap to an interview screen. There we are. You can see that I'm speaking. I have to put the voice chat actually on. Right, there we go. I can turn this off now and turn off some of these overlays. Okay. Well, hello everybody. People. Who wants to go first? I think we'll have to call the race winner first. Rio.
Hello.
Your first victory in RFC. How does it feel?
The unexpected. It's my worst track. Yeah, I always do well around there. So
you might have to change that view now, because yeah, well, you started from the front row. You're on a slightly different strategy in that race. So, did you think it was going to work out? Did you think?
No.
Yeah, because we saw
no.
Because like you were. Well, you were passed by the Red Bulls. They were ahead, and then Jake was looking like he was building an advantage, but I'm not entirely sure if you saw what happened. I mean, Eagle
I've
might
seen.
have. Yeah,
I've seen. I won't comment on them until pens are out.
You make no comments. Yeah. No, well, that managed to get you back into that race, and in the end, you controlled it to the finish, mainly.
I think without the safety car, I would have won.
Yeah.
Mediums were much superior.
Yeah, at the end of that race there. Yeah, because we saw Danny as well, right in front of you, in safety car restart. What was going through your mind at that point?
Oh, I mean, I was expecting to do what I did and jump really early because I caught everyone out with mine. But he decided to.
He had like a second gap when you did it.
He decided to wait until the traction zone, considering the tyre gap, which confused me. And I can't lie, me and Eagle was just laughing at how much he bottled the restart, and then I switched back him at turn 1.
Yeah, he was just in the
absolute
wall,
cinema.
like a couple of corners after. But he was past. Yeah, he just went wide. He just had no grip. I think he was there. I think after he'd gone, he was in the lead. I think was he. And then when the safety car was called, so then everyone else pitted, and then he was just left there.
When it was called, we were side by side. Yeah. When it was called.
Yeah,
I think he couldn't pick when I was alongside him.
I saw like the position swap, like literally as the safety car was. Yeah. Well. So 1-2 as well for your team. So. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was on the mediums, the first time, I knew I wasn't making it to the end. The tyre wear was high, so I decided, you know what? Let me become Checo in 21. I gave up like 1.5 seconds of pace on the lap.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it didn't help much in terms of results because the safety car happened.
Yeah.
But we got a 1-2, and it's typical when James ain't here.
There seems to be a bit of a weird correlation there. I'm not.
I've just seen the Eagles just said in chat, I decided. You told us to go to softs. You told us to go softs.
The ones on
I
softs
overruled
were
your
on about
decision.
40% wear at the end of that race. So, I mean, they did make it at the medium.
I was surprised by my fastest lap. I was 8/10 ahead of everyone, I think.
Yeah.
The fastest lap.
Yeah, you just had that was no safe last lap, was it?
No, I had 2 warnings as well.
Yeah, really giving it all. Well done then.
I'm just glad I've won.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely better than the Sauber.
Just a bit.
just a bit.
Yeah, you know, what's more satisfying though, like P5 in the Sauber or winning in the Ferrari? Winning in a Ferrari, surely. Oh,
now you got me thinking.
no, well, you were.
If you asked me last game, I would say the Sauber.
Yeah.
Because getting that boat up there, still beating James. So.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, winning in Ferrari and the Red's better.
Yeah. Well done on your victory. We'll now speak to your teammate for this race.
Oh, what a goat! What a goat!
Thanks, Rio. Love you too.
Yeah, we
My
saw
coach.
you had a wing damage for like basically that whole
Yes.
race, and you
No.
managed to somehow fight against that, like, and take P2.
Well, just skill, isn't it? No. At the beginning with the medium stint, that car felt worse than the Haas in Australia, so I was really annoyed because of that. And the highway was
Yeah,
immense.
I could see you had like 20% more wear than like anyone.
Yeah, maybe I just have a skill issue or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. So
but
how much was the damage actually costing you? Like quite a bit, probably.
I got the damage at the last in lap 25.
Oh, did you? I swear I saw you had damage like most of the race. No.
Really?
Obviously, I was given the wrong information. It was like you didn't. But when I looked at your car, there was no like visible damage, so I was kind of doubting it. But I just thought maybe there's something, but obviously not.
No, I was just I don't know.
Yeah.
Because in the voice call, everyone was screaming like Jesus Christ, Anyway, I appreciate the opportunity to drive for Ferrari. Already a higher finish than James in that Ferrari.
I think James had the best finish of 7th, so I think you've just about beaten that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit,
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
Yes, mate. I got the damage with the fight with the Red Bull in.
Oh yeah, no wait, yeah. I did actually. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because like he was. No, wait, he got damage by hitting you. I think maybe as well.
I mean, he made a mistake in sector 2 into the chicane, in the slow chicane.
Yeah.
And I thought, I have to take that opportunity. I hit him, got the damage, and unfortunately, I passed him around the outside. And then, with the help from my Go teammates giving me DRS, I could still finish P2. So, nice teamwork. 1-2 for Ferrari.
Yeah, 43 points going the way of your team. That is going to be a big help in the championship. It's the first 1-2, I think, in the league. I don't think there was a single 1-2 in the whole of last season. So, amazingly, there's a 1-2 now. And it's Ferrari. Anyway, Jake, you got anything to say?
I got told you had a little giggle.
You're being under report by numerous reports right now.
Apparently, when I took out the first time, you started laughing. That's what I got told.
Maybe.
Why
why did you take her out then? Explain yourself.
I mean, she got me damaged first, so I just really felt like to myself feel better, just better in the ball, to be honest.
But how did you get damaged? Was that in when you went for that move up the inside in like the fast left-hander?
Yeah, she's fully turned it on me.
Yeah. So then you just,
Yep.
and then also that second instant as well. And like
I don't know what about, to be honest.
and also like you had about how many? Why did you lose so many positions after the safety car? Because I know you had damage, but a load of other people had damage, and they were not losing so much time.
Definitely didn't go on the grass on purpose to wait.
And then and then that second incident I didn't see, but I presume it was a similar incident.
Yeah. I'll be commentating with you soon, don't worry. I have a racing season ban or something.
I mean, that might be happening. Can't lie.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I'm just counting the 3 reports already. Already. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, wait, it's 4 now actually.
Alright.
Well,
Well, I guess that's it.
yeah, that was that race.
Yeah.
But till that point, you'd comfortably controlled the race. So what happened? Like,
I decided to box a lap early, and I was meant to. I came out right behind both Hasses,
yeah,
and they started holding me up.
They were just driving their own race. They were doing that the whole time.
I wouldn't count driving their own race.
Train. They were just nicely in a train, like all those laps, and you came.
I went down the inside of the hairpin, and she's like moving in the braking zone. I don't know what's going on there, to be honest.
Yeah, I did see that move on the inside. Well, we'll have to see what happens to the stewards, but I don't know what to say. I can't say well done because.
Say well done for last week.
So the well done for spinning off into the grass and bringing it down to second.
I was on 90% tyres and 112.
It's not 90% tyres.
It was.
How is it 90% tyres?
I got put on old set when I boxed.
No, I don't believe it. I would have seen that.
My rears were running on 112 degrees as well.
Excuses.
Yeah, I have a clip of it.
Eagle, where are you at? I thought you were joining this interview.
Eagle's never going to be here, mate.
Yeah, they're probably they're profusely debating in the Ferrari powertrain server right now.
Oh no!
Wait, Eagles left that call. Is he gonna?
Hello. I need to mute the stream 1 minute. I heard you speaking. You right, Jake?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
I literally told them to hold you up.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah. I mean, it was quite funny. I saw the clips and I thought it was funny. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get a season ban. Don't worry.
You just have to firm it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll become like a.
I think Simon
FIA
might
and give you penalties on purpose.
Simon might kill you.
I think so. I've been told I'm getting a separate debrief.
You're going to ruin his financial plan. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he's going to cry.
I've been told I'm getting my separate debrief tomorrow.
Oh God!
From everyone else.
Separate debrief.
I was like getting screamed at.
Wait, you have team debriefs?
I don't know. It's literally just been introduced, mate.
Oh, the game's gone, innit? The game's
just been introduced.
Jake chose violence today.
Yeah, Jake, mate, what you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm in the Red Bull. So I decided
It can't go on like this, can it?
Yeah, it can. It can.
So what's it? Is Jake getting banned? Mons, you're still live.
I know.
I just joined for a little interview and then everyone else just joined.
Interviews, yeah.
Social fight gets it.
The interview's just a general chat now. I'll turn that on the screen.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know that Mythos is now P2 in the drivers. That's like that Sean Dyche script. He's in the Haas and he's in the title fight. Title
fight gets it.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Mythos is P2.
Mythos is P2, yeah.
In the drivers.
Yeah.
No, he's got to be because
he's got P6 and P. Yeah.
Yeah, because
God.
didn't race. Statlev didn't race. Malachi didn't race.
No, don't say that. Because now it feels like I've only won because they weren't there. Shut up.
Take away.
McLaren are falling apart. Like, what's going on there,
mate?
McLaren are falling apart. They were apart in the first place. What?
No, I mean they just had Malachi and it's just Orifan. Yeah.
Orifan.
Yeah. I know, bottling in the fastest car by not even turning up to the race. Like,
I know, right? It's like the fastest car by like 2-3 tenths and just 2 DNSs.
It's typical. One time James isn't here, we do well.
I love how that is like the
put
narrative that was
James
being
in the
pushed
put
today.
James in the McLaren, and he would.
He'd be
It's
fighting
the
with
now- Poor Jake
be
is going
fighting
to
with
come back from
Senor.
his holiday and he's going to just start crying because he's going to watch the stream and see that we got a 1-2 without him.
To be fair, if
Poor
you
guy.
want P7, James is your man.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
has
I
the
mean,
best finish of
put him in a hat.
P7.
Yeah.
2
But last
races.
season
beat
it was-
James.
No, even I finished like 5th in a Ferrari once, like a few seasons ago.
Has James ever qualified in the front row?
No.
He qualified third is his top.
Yeah, 3rd
No,
last
like
week, wasn't it?
at all in his
No,
Ferrari.
that is his
career.
best.
So okay, right. So I've already beaten his best quality and best race. Or has he won? No, he hasn't won. Of course, he hasn't.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you beat his best race by starting 19th, then getting 4th already.
Oh my god, I did!
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the game's gone. It can't go on like this, can it?
Oh god, please.
The game's here, mate.
It's like we've put a pay.
Can we
driver
get
in the team,
Can we get a Jake in the Ferrari with a head, please? Because he had
We
total
had
head
Jake in the
today.
Ferrari for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, didn't Mark bring you in?
It was Marty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it's Mark.
Mark. Sorry, you actually know him.
Yeah, he's swapping teams like every few races. Like he was in Aston
I'll be
Martin,
McLaren soon, don't you worry,
Mercedes, and
mate.
then he left.
Who?
And we stole
Mark.
it. Yeah.
Jake's
Oh.
like, was swapping teams all the time.
I'm moving to commentator, mate. I don't know what about.
Jake moves teams like he moves with women.
Yeah, like, he's costing teams money all the time. He's moving to Ferrari for money. Then Red Bull are paying.
No,
money for him.
I'm making everyone bankrupt so then Piggy can like win a championship or something. Honestly.
Piggy's a bloody fraud.
Piggy needs all the help he can get, so we're just helping him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to
It's
give
all on
you race
purpose.
day
It's one
races
masterclass.
in the server.
It's not even a race team, bro. It's just
No,
it's just
No, no,
if this driver
in the
didn't
Red
go
Bull
off
server.
by himself. Yeah.
mate. That
Race
that
day,
swi-
bro,
that
race
switch
day.
back at turn 1.
Well, I'm getting screamed at in the Red Bull channel.
Yeah, that's
can we get like a live
Screenshots?
little like?
I
Yeah,
can't even
send
see the
screenshots.
Red Bull channel anymore. I can just see a thing
Well,
called
no,
Red Bull Racing
I'm being screamed
Policy. It's
at.
got nothing in.
Send screenshots.
Yeah, we have our own server, mate.
I'm in the
Yeah,
Yeah,
server.
and they're doing a gimpy
I'm
race
in,
day
like, I'm
race
in
in
it.
it.
You have no roles.
I'll send you a screenshot.
Yeah, I
at the
can.
end.
Why is the Red Bull Racing Policy got nothing on? Like, come on.
I have no idea.
At least put
To be fair, I'll send everyone a screenshot tomorrow because I'm my own separate debrief.
Is Mons who's?
I mean,
you're-
what exactly-
You're an owner.
hang on. I've been sent a screenshot by an
I've-
anonymous party saying, oh no, wait, there's not really much going on. It's just saying like it's like race debrief. Just report anything that might be missed. Never shot is always missed.
Oh yeah.
They're doing it now.
Right,
they're doing it now.
so why are we back in year 9?
Okay,
learning up
let's start
poetry?
with the racing bulls. I mean, they got damage, all of them as well. I think you.
Yeah, what the fuck was I supposed to do?
They had a great race.
Overall, you raced nice.
I'm taken out.
Simon can't even spell okay right.
You can't even spell V carb right, so you expect him to spell okay right.
There's a V car,
V-car. Where's V-car?
V car driver, V car reserve.
Simon,
V-car.
Simon very
Wait,
happy CEO.
Or it's V car RB, and it's like what?
I'll keep sending you screenshots of them.
It's not racing balls.
It's actually
Oh.
Can't wait for the Red Bulls turn.
Anyway, I'm going to end the stream now, but
Oh.
no,
Oh, well, he's running it off.
Looking at my zone, yeah, nice.
Join me on Thursday, guys, where you join the better commentator. Oh, you joined it.
You mean the depressed commentator?
The commentator
I'm so
doesn't
not-
even know who's
That's
driving. Like, oh, the Ferrari!
He
Oh,
doesn't even
what's
have
happening?
control
Oh,
over the whole
oh.
PC as well. He only has control over the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, he has control over the game. I think that's the most important.
Wait, who
thing.
was commentating on yesterday?
Eagle?
It was
Eagle!
Oh my god! Yeah, I'll show you a drink of water. My
No, my
voice is
throat
going,
is going
mate.
through the trenches. Yeah,
Mate,
it's so bad.
Get me back in the comments box.
Go on then.
Shut up.
No, you can do it with Eagle next week. Because
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
doing it.
I'm doing
Let's see if
practice.
There'd be
the
more
standing
atmosphere
improves.
at a
I'm back
fucking
from France
funeral than that.
Wednesday.
I'm doing practice. What's the next race?
Like
No way.
Miami.
It's a sprint in Miami, I think.
Oh,
No, it's horrendous. I'm lucky I'm going to miss something.
Harris, you're practicing
I
for
think
Miami
you
a
might be
week before.
missing a bit more than just next week.
You must have
Where?
finished.
I didn't. I didn't
Can I just
practice
take a
for
quali
this
ban
race,
every
Alex.
race?
Huh?
I didn't practice for this race. Alex.
Shut up, you fucking gimp.
Yeah, can Jake just get a quali ban every race and
Yes, please.
a 10-second penalty every race, so his results are null and void.
Yeah, Harris, have you told them about your gun
Also,
pack?
also needs to be on one start and needs to run from the garage
Cheers,
all the
Alex.
way to the car.
I vote to. I think we blame Charlotte for all those incidents.
What?
Yeah,
It wasn't
right.
me.
I've
Fully
been
turned on me,
pretty
mate.
Right. It's alright.
Birmingham City fans though, can't get worse.
I have the diagrams and where the car should be, so.
James is the type of driver.
out.
My wall disconnected. I don't know what I'm about.
James is the type of driver to make something taking him out look his fault.
I'm gonna go because my dinner's
to be
ready,
fair,
so
with my one
goodbye.
clip, it's quite hard to
Ciao.
avoid that.
Jake
Oh
Olmert
my
has a
God.
head loss.
Yeah, I just
To
felt
be
like it.
fair, I did realise after the race, after I calmed down a tiny bit, it was very synonymous of what Max did in Barcelona.
Yeah, I planned it all
Harris,
along.
Harris, I got to send you in your DMs. He's having a strop like a fucking 7-year-old. This dog.
Oh no! Oh, we'll have a look. Come on, we'll have a
He's
look.
having a go
Why
at
would you
me for
retire?
retiring.
Alex, mate, why would you
Right,
retire?
I'll read this out.
I didn't know you got fined for it.
Alex,
So I
Oh, no,
retired
let's
for
go
that
to the Red
fine.
Bulls. I'm not even going to have mine.
why the fuck would you ever retire? You're just throwing away our chances at even 1 point away. In Rebel, we trust and support people, but those people need to fight for it all at all times, even when the sun's down. What?
Shall I rage bait
Even
sign
when-
What in the AI is that?
Even when the sun's dark, nice as fuck. Just act like I said some English saying about the sun and dark. It's probably only a fudge saying. A fudge.
Shall I
What?
rage bait Simon?
Yes.
Yeah, what was this guy CEO?
Apparently he's got a history. Has you ended the stream, Mons?
Nah. I'm just gonna play one.
End the
clip.
stream.
I'm just gonna play one clip
I'm gonna get in
of
trouble
one
if
of
he watches
these
it now.
one of these incidents quickly.
Yeah, if we say anything bad,
on the stream?
it's just going to be clipped.
Because Simon's gonna be suing you in a minute.
Yeah.
For what?
Oh no! Oh, it's on the stream.
Like me? Like me? Oh
No,
shit.
not you, Alex.
That's one
Oh,
of them.
God.
Go on, play all of them. I had loads.
Personally, valid crash out. Charlotte left the track and gained an advantage.
I had no wing. Shut up.
Left the tra-
No, they all like
Eh,
put
baby,
me in
baby.
the wall. Mov drove into me. .mp4.
I just list it so quickly so I can just about differentiate which clip is which.
Oh my god. That one's diabolical.
Wait, I think I might have got a clip.
Oh my god.
You can't go on like this.
Yeah, Kian.
Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Push to pass. MP4.
No, it's gone away. It's gone away.
I recorded an MP4.
Jake is definitely playing that Red Bull, not Red Bull, Russell audio. Just fully turned into me.
Just
Yeah,
flat
that's what I was
round
doing
here,
always.
flat round here.
Yeah,
I was actually playing just straight lining someone.
I mean,
Fuck's
I mean, is that not what you did?
But no, but like fully cutting the chicane and slamming into someone random.
What PR?
I should have taken out my teammate. I should have taken out my teammate. I should have taken out my teammate.
To be
You
fair,
said that.
we
You've
did
just said this
mention-
on stream.
We did
What?
mention
No,
this in the
on the-
race. Let's hope Red Bull do a what was it 2016 Baku
2018.
2018.
or 2018.
2016.
Yeah, I got.
I'm sure that's when Ricardo
2018.
won, or 2017.
I can't remember.
Ricardo won
It was-
2017, I think. That's the one where it's like Crofty was like,
Yeah.
Downy inside goes Daniel Ricciardo.
Someone's just at me and said, I'll only start hating on you tomorrow.
To be fair, wasn't 2017 the one where Lance Stroll got a podium?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
Why is it 8 people still watching the Twitch?
I'm watching it.
Simon's
Oh,
watching
did he
it probably.
Do 7 other people not have lives?
Oh no, we've got Azure.
There's now
Charlotte,
14 people!
Pastry, Eagle, Stream Elements, which is just like a thing that's meant to like do things in the chat, but it mainly just restricts Piggy from sending messages, I think. When he sends him
Is it-
something bad.
Oh,
There's
Oh,
no
I'm
I've not set
disappointed.
up anything on this. I can't
I'm gonna
lie.
I'm gonna say a horrible word in the stream. Job.
Go on then. Oh,
that
We've
needs
got
to
to
be
end the stream
banned.
now.
that needs censoring, man.
That word needs to be banned.